Welcome friends, I am Tapan. I will try to tell you all about Jupiter. Jupiter is you, Jeeva. Irrespective of being male or female, it implies on everyone. So everyone can understand about himself or herself. So I will try to explain Jupiter logically here. According to Kalpurish horoscope, 9th house is the Mool Trikon Rashi of Jupiter, and in 10th house Jupiter becomes debilitated since it's the house of hard work, or other word physical labor, doing things. But Jupiter is unable to do work. It only uses mind or intellectual power to do. So it's not it doesn't suit him. And you can take Jupiter as an old person who uses his intellectual power to do anything. So even if the 12th house karak, there are 4: Sun, Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, but Jupiter doesn't behave properly in 10th house. It doesn't actually give result properly in 10th house, even if it's a karaka and it's in own sign. Suppose someone has Sagittarius sign out there, but still it won't be so fruitful. He will become a teacher, but that's of not so significance. So Jupiter doesn't find himself quite comfortable in 10th house, so it gets debilitated out there. So that's the situation. So after that, Jupiter, if suppose he moves to the 12th house, 12th house is Pisces sign. So it's we say that it's its own sign of Jupiter. In its Rashi's Swami is Jupiter, Pisces sign. But we must be seeing that when Jupiter is in the 12th house, it doesn't give that type of result which we expect from Jupiter. Why it doesn't give that type of result is because you see, Jupiter, if it 4th house is the house of mother. If we consider 9th being the Lagna, then the 4th from that is Pisces. So it's reaching its mother's house, and it's an old person, old guy moving to his mother's house. So, and the surrounding, everyone is calling him by his pet name. And an old person, suppose Jupiter is 90 age, 120 years age, that would be the most appropriate age. 120 years age guy, he is Jupiter, and he is moving to his mother's house. So the surrounding people will treat him like a toddler, just born kid. So he is feeling uneasy. He is an intellectual guy. He is 120 years age and he has moved to his mother's house. He is not feeling easy, and I term that house that it is in the house of Ketu. So Ketu gives, in that house shows actually the results of Ketu, as if that house belongs to Ketu. And we see bed pleasures also from 12th house. So if we indulge in wrong things, that is not suitable for Guru. So it turns out to be Ketu. Logically understand it, take for it that it is Ketu. Then I'm skipping few signs, like I skipped 11, then I'm skipping 1. Then it moves to 4th house of the Kalpurish Kundli, that is Cancer sign. So here it is getting exalted. But someone said in YouTube that it's the house where it goes to sleep. And even 4th house is for sleep actually. At night, midnight, it's the time where 4th house is showing. So it gets exalted. It's not sleeping out there actually. It's getting samadhi. He's attaining that samadhi. He has attained everything. It's 8th from the 9th. So someone said that it dies there. Actually, he doesn't die there, and neither he is sleeping actually. When we are sleeping actually, our inner intellect get awakened actually. It's something like that. So it gets enlightened and Guru gets enlightened, but we don't get that result out of Guru because it's a physical world. No, we need to attain things. We see whatever we can see, we can feel, and that's worthwhile. But exalted Jupiter doesn't give anything. People say, okay, even if whatever his ascendant may be and Jupiter is sitting in his 4th house, it's not giving result. Some female will say, my husband is not understanding me properly. This happens even in 12th house Jupiter. If someone, a female is having Jupiter in the 12th house, irrespective of the sign, whichever it may be, her husband is not so listening to her, she will complain. So these are the things means. So logically I'm trying to explain that part of thing. So when it reaches fourth house, actually he is in a samadhi, in a situation of trance. So he's not connected with the whole surrounding world. Actually, he is attaining a lot of knowledge, intellectual power. It is the highest peak where Jupiter can reach. He doesn't die there. Actually, it's the 8th from 9th. It's the house of death. But death brings what? Some a saint gets attains samadhi. He doesn't die. He is a saint. No, he is a Jupiter. So we won't say that he is dying. He has attained samadhi. So he is of no use to in the present realm of the world. Physically, he is of no worthwhile. Okay, so he is worthless. And even I haven't written it in my notes, but I just remember I have skipped 5th, but I should have mentioned it because in 5th house it's the house of progeny, and when Guru Jupiter is placed in that house, it delays the someone being getting pregnant. So why? Because he is very comfortable out here. He is not ready to do any job. It is the house of sun. So Mool Trikon Rashi of sun. So it is the house of his king, and he is his intellectual guru of sun. So he is there in a holiday type. Means everyone knows him. He has no work actually. So he delays things out there also. Whatever, you may be very knowledgeable, but you won't be able to use your knowledge out there. Even that happens in the Aries sign also, because in the Aries sign it's house of Mars. So here also he is very being loved by Mars, because he is the commander of sun. Mars is the commander, and that's the Mool Trikon Rashi of Mars. So Jupiter behaves erratically, errant way in the 1st house also, because it's the house of Mars. Something similar happens in the 5th house also. We can't differentiate between the two results, Jupiter in 1st house, Jupiter in 5th house. So this type of thing happens. So after 5th house, 6th house comes. I say that 6th house lord is Jupiter, the Virgo sign. In the Kalpurush Kundali, 6th house, I say it's, the lord of 6th house is Rahu. It's not actually Mercury. People say, I say no, logically I will explain it that it's a Rahu. It's a ill thought, like what to say. I have to see my notes again. May have in the 6th house, it behaves as Rahu, since it is the 7th from the 12th house of say Ketu. So we can say that Rahu are the godmans who are deceiving us with false preachings and try to impose falsely in front of us as gurus. But Rahu is a ill thought in our mind. So these godmans who get involved in sex scandals, they are actually Rahus. They are not gurus. They are implying themselves as gurus. So they will never actually give you that type of knowledge or that type of guidance which a guru can give. And they can actually, when we meet these people, they influence us more rather than Guru won't be influencing that much. But these Rahu people, they are actually very good at impressing us, our minds, because it's Rahu, it's culprit thoughts, bad thoughts. So it penetrates faster, it moves faster than Guru. So, and he can behave better in a better way. So you get charmed by that type of godman image. So it's actually fallen guru, I can say in that terms also. It's the it's like matter or antimatter. No, if guru is matter, then he is antimatter, Rahu. It's just the opposite, 180 degree of guru. So he goes there and he is like antimatter of guru. So after moving from 6th to 9th, Rahu again goes to sleep. If you are good enough, your dharma is in the right, you are in the right path of dharma, you are following the right path of dharma, your Rahu will vanish, it will sleep, and your guru will again rise. Okay, but at some instances, say the evil takes over you. Some people have Rahu sitting in their 9th house, or means their guru is with that Rahu, or guru is in the nakshatra of Rahu. So you are being overpowered, your guru has been overpowered by that Rahu. If your Rahu is strong and Guru is very weak, then your Guru has become very weak and Rahu has taken over it. Every evil thoughts are coming in your mind and you are not able to communicate with the Guru. So you have taken a wrong path. You have been deviated by that Rahu. So the deviation in any person, the degree of deviation any person attains from that Jeeva, that's what you have in you. That's what Kali Yuga implies actually. These, and one need to balance these things in oneself. So the remedies, they vary a lot from person to person. Every kundli needs a different remedy, because everyone is not the same, and every minute it changes and the remedies changes because their demands are different. Suppose someone is asking something, then we need to chalk out that where the problem is and how we need to solve this. So it is the cycle we have to complete. Everyone has to go through a cycle, and everyone, irrespective of where your Jiva is, and it will go through these things, evil effects. He will have to face them, you will have to face them in your life. Everyone has to face them, and you have to try to keep it 100% pure, the Jiva. Then only you will survive and you will succeed. Even the Rahu gives success, but it's a false implications, false thought. We don't get actually success in Rahu. That's why those people who rise from ill methods, they rise faster than other people, but they fall down very quickly. So it's not permanent. So things are like that. I think y'all are getting me clearly. So I will talk something more about in next video. Till then, keep watching and please subscribe. Thank you.